Hello, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and we'll talk about these in just a minute. But I have pulled out my fabric journal because when I was cleaning up, I found it a couple pages that I want to add. But if you recall, this is the fabric journal that I started a long time ago. Let's see if we've got a date anywhere in here. 2018. So this is pre-pandemic. And this journal was made by Lisa at Lisa My Eclectic Life. She made this out of an old sheet. And I have glued 2 pages together because it would never close if I hadn't glued the 2 pages together. So we're going to do a quick flip through while everybody comes in. Hi, Pam. Let's see. I need to lift you guys up a little bit. All right. So this is the first page. This one is one that I did October 10th, 2018. And I'm using these little laundry tags, and they're just either tied on or pinned onto the pages. And usually it's tucked in there. This one was done by page completed with items sent to me by Barb Fillion in our stuffed altered bag swap. So that was a swap we did back then. So she had sent me all of those and I put them together. And then this page was made by Janet Baum with a fabric page swap in Lisa's My Eclectic Life's Facebook group. And then this was sent to me by Ruth Lamb in 2019. And that time I stapled the tag to the page. And most of these pages I've glued in with E6000. This was a page by Barb Fillion. This is by Kathy Whitney in 2020. And that one I actually safety pinned my tag in. This one was done by Beth. I remember she sent me the felted page. Beth Schuler. And then this was items sent to me by Barb Fillion and Dawn Boss. And this was done November 24th, 2020. Let's see here. This was a slow stitch page. I made them in 2022, created with bits and bobs from my bits and bobs binder. So these were some fabrics I had in the bits and bobs binder. This piece here was a rusted fabric. And when the fabric gets rusted, I don't know, I think it puts metal into the fabric. That was hard to hand sew through. All right, this was done March 16th, 2022. I'm not seeing a tag hanging from it, but I believe I did that one because I remember stitching the grass. Hi, Fiber Floozy. And then this one I made a pocket. And this was another piece of that rusted fabric. And I added a paper napkin to it. And then I stapled it to the page because it was so hard to sew. This was prompts from Janet Nash's live on November 14th, 2022 on her channel. It adds sparkle, a horse, string, seasonal colors, snowflakes, a swatch color, and I just switched it all to fabric for this fabric journal gift from Lisa My Eclectic Life. So those were prompts for this page. I used prompts, and then I've got my little tag here, November 16th, 2022. This was when Carol McDonald was doing the stitch alongs, and we did a page together. This was my page from January 6, 2023. And she was calling them Fiber Arts Friday. And I would say go look at the video, but Carol has taken down that entire channel, so you can't go look at the video. But it was fun. So there's that. And then this was another page that was Fiber Arts Friday with Carol and Ann, February 3rd, 2023. And then we had some more things that we had done, and I have started the page to go here. So we would start the Fiber Arts Fridays with doing a little bit of practice. So I did Lazy Daisy, closed crosses, and this was supposed to be the buttonhole stitch here. And then on this one, I did running stitches and fly stitches. And this was a piece of lace, what's it called? Bobbin lace that Carol had made. And Mary had bought it from Carol, and then she sent it to me. So I'm stitching that piece of bobbin lace in here. And then I'm going to stitch these to this page. And then I'll use E6000 to glue the whole black piece down in my book. So I thought I'd sit and stitch this on here the rest of the way. I started stitching this on. And I'm going to leave the tails because I think it'll look cool. Still at my daughter's, wanted to say hi. Hi! I hope she's healing well. And I'm just doing a little bit of a base stitch on here. Little on the top and then a longer stitch at the back. Nobody's going to see the back of this once I glue it into my book. And I figured since all of this was either made by Carol or done with Carol, I could put all these pieces on one page. And hopefully I'll remember that that's why they're all together. I'll have to find my laundry tags, the little white labels, and put a tag on this page. I also have a little gnome that Janet Nash had sent me, and it's got a little pocket on the back with her note that says from Janet and Freddie. And then she sent me this little postcard that her fairy made. So I'm just going to pin that to the top of the page. So this will kind of be like a combination of friends art. And I will write that all down on my little tag. I'll have to write really small to get it all on that tiny little tag. I can just tie that tag to the same safety pin. But I thought I'd just baste these in. And then the other thing, I don't know if you guys remember, we drew a picture. Here's my drawn picture. And then I said, and now take your picture and turn it into a fabric piece. So this is the slow stitched fabric piece that I had done. And I want to put this in my little book too. And I'll cut another piece of the black felt for the background of this. Or I might use a different color. I've got some different colors on my little cart. Hi, Renee. And I need to finish up whatever I'm doing before 2 o'clock, because at 2 o'clock we have our Monday stitch together. If anybody wanted to join and you're on Facebook, you just need to let me know and I can add you to the chat and you can come hang with us for an hour. I technically set that up so we'd only hang out for an hour, but a lot of times people want to hang out longer, and that's fine. The main reason I was going to keep it at an hour is because when Scott is teaching, when my husband is teaching in the evenings, I have to have dinner ready to go by 4:30 so he can come in from his day job, eat dinner, and then go on and teach. So that's all basted on there. I'll just do a little knot. Now, technically, I could just glue these felt pieces onto here, but I'm thinking I would like to stitch them down. Actually, I want this to go this way. So I'm going to stitch this down. And I'm going to actually just use a single thread to stitch this. See if I can get most of the way around. And I know Fiber Floozy from Shannon's group, Art Junkie. Shannon's been on my heart. I hope she's okay. It's hard when you have to say goodbye to your mom. This, the lady that is my birth mother, and I have a different relationship than the relationship I had with her mother that raised me. So the lady I called Ma growing up, she passed away in 1992, and I still wish I could just pick up the phone, give her a call, talk to her about my little one. And she was still living when Greg was little, but she was starting to get dementia. And Greg was born in 86. Grandma passed in 92. So she got to experience some of my child before she left the earth for her next travels. I'm just doing a quick base job here. And then I will get the stinky glue out, E6000, and I'll pop this down on the next page that's there. And I kind of want to do what we did with Carol and do little patches, but I kind of want to combine some ideas. And what I'm thinking is we'll do small squares. I know in K3N Cloth Tales, in her Facebook group, there's a lady, I think her name is Maria or something like that, but she does little meditation squares. And I thought those could be fun. And you just, whatever you'd like to try to learn, you can use it part of your meditation practice and learn the stitch as you're, taking it easy. And then you could add it to your book, or I'm thinking of getting like 9 or 12 of them stitched up and put them in a shadow box. Mine may end up having an ocean theme, and then that way I could hang them in my brand new bathroom that's nearly finished. Don't know how far I'll get, and I didn't get very far. I ran out of thread. I'm going to take this to the back. Sorry, I gotta be quiet when I'm trying to put the thread through the hole in the needle, because it helps. Maybe. Oh, you'll have to see if your hands will let you. Oh, I can relate. I've been crocheting on Darby's blanket, and there it came unthreaded again. I just want to lock this behind here. Oh, and I got it in there, and then my dry skin grabbed the thread and pulled it right back out. That's not good. Let's see if I can pull this. If I can just get it pulled up there, it'll be fine. And then it'll get glued in place. I'm just going to cut some of it away. We're going to call that good enough because I am going to glue it in my book. Now this piece I need to have, it's going to stick off the top edge a bit, and that's fine. We'll just get some of this kind of tan. There's a store here that sells nice kits. Annie, I think it's Annie Claxton, is doing a advent calendar that is all little stitch kits. And day one was a little gnome. And then yesterday's, she did day 2 yesterday. And it was just a reindeer's face. But of course, she went beyond what the kit, told you to do, and she added more stitching to it, and it was just really pretty. And now I want to do a reindeer and a gnome. And I shared in my group, I shared a link to a free little gnome that's made out of, his body is felt, and his hat is made with flannel, and it looks really pretty easy. And I'm thinking of making them all as ornaments so they could go on my tree next year. I'm not setting up a tree this year. And I just don't want to have to move additional things this year with having to get the house ready for the floor upheaval, which that'll probably start in about 4 weeks. They may put us off to the beginning of the year. And Scott is thinking we may need to rent one of those red boxes to move some things out of the house. But I don't think we would have to do that if he and Greg would help me move some things within the house. We'll see. I'm hoping he gets the bathroom finished before they come in to tear the floors up. That would be a great help right there, in that we wouldn't have to open the bedroom door at all during the day, and I could put the cats back there, and I wouldn't have to worry about anybody opening that door and accidentally letting them out where they could get under the house or gone. So hopefully, got my fingers and toes crossed on that one. I have some really large canvases. I'd love to do a large canvas of an ocean theme, like a scene under the ocean, to hang in that bathroom. Because, I bought a shower curtain. I bought a shower curtain to go in there. He has finished the wall tile and the grout. It's all done. So now we just need the floor. Get the floor tile down, and I can call the plumber to come back and install the commode and the faucets on the tub, the shower head, and put the sink in, get it plumbed up. Scott doesn't have the tools to do the PEX because they put PEX in, the plastic pipes. And we finally got rid of the last of the cast iron pipe that was in the house. It was failing, so I'm glad to have it gone. And I don't stitch my pages in here. I just glue them in with the E6000. Hopefully it hasn't completely turned solid in the drawer over there. I feel like I'm going off. Come over here. There we go. I go off screen every once in a while. I'm wearing one of my $5 dresses I got at the thrift store the other day. It's quite comfortable. Gotta watch my time. It's already 1:13, so I'm doing pretty good. I can't put the dates on this because I don't know exactly. Well, I do. These are dated. So these are actually, these two were done in 2023, and I think she did the bobbin lace on her channel that she had back then about that same time. And I can just put bobbin lace made by Carol McDonald, and then I did these stitches with Carol. So that'll be, and for the wording here, this is just some scrap like muslin pieces, and I just individually stamp the letters on with Stays On, and it makes great little labels. And then I just sewed them onto the felt with my sewing machine, which worked out good. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of the felt at the back. And this is wool felt, not craft felt. It's more dense. It's a bit more pricey than your craft felt, but it's much sturdier. So let me get my glue out. I'll dig out a label later, but I'm going to glue this on here. I need to see where the pages fall because the two pages are glued together. Let's see here. So that can go just like that. And this little flap, I'm not going to put glue on, and then I can glue, not glue, but pin the little gnome on this flap. That's from Janet Nash. Let me grab the E6000. I don't think I have any fabric tack right now. Do you remember when Carol did the bobbin lace? It was fun to watch her do that. She's quite busy these days with, you know, helping her son and daughter-in-law. Oh, this stuff smells. No, Tippy, it's glue. No, Tip. Stop. He's like, you stop. You're the one with the stinky stuff, not me. That ought to hold it on there. My sister says she has a tube of this in her classroom. She teaches art to elementary school, and she can't get the lid off. She just puts a new pin in. Each time she needs a little glue out, she sticks another pin in it. So all down the side, it's full of sewing pins. And I'll just set that on there. And then because this is free, actually, I could pin her little elf just through the page even. Maybe pin the little elf right here. There we go. Oh, it stinks. And I'm going to cut another piece of black, and we'll put the little house on it. And I might do some embroidery around the edge of it. I'm going to set this aside, the whole smelly thing that it is. I'm going to move you guys back a bit. It'd be nice if I could, like, when I put the felt down, I'll leave it open on the side, and then I can put my original picture in here. I didn't date these, so I don't know. Maybe I can search my channel and see if I can find that project. So I've got this here. And Tippy, your paw's in the way, buddy. And I've got my quilt ruler here. And I've been cutting them at 5.5, but I think I can cut a 6-inch square right here. Cole, hush. There we go. The grand kitty is demanding attention, and I don't want to go get him right now. All right. So what I was thinking is if I put this on here, I could maybe stitch it down. I think I'll leave that. I think that looks cool. I'll get some pins. And I might just stitch this to the page, but then do some more other embroidery in the felt. Some pins. And I don't know what to do about the date on this. I guess I'll just put today's date because this is when we're finishing it up. This was a fun project where you take your own drawing and turn it into a piece of slow stitch. All right. So let's see here. I've got this here. Oh, this could be cool looking. The variegated. Then I'll just use this pin here. Oh, you are not going to die, buddy. Go sleep in the chair. Don't start any fights. Everybody say, oh, you're so pretty, but you're such an a-hole. You really are. Hi, Janet Nash. Let's see if I can. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, the bathroom remodel is getting closer and closer to being done. Thank you. That was one of the things I was hoping to do today is get the floor tile carried from the shed up onto the porch. Oh, you're welcome. I don't know how many strands I have here. Let me see. This is a variegated thread. It's got one. I think there's 3 here. It's hard to tell right at the moment. I was afraid I wasn't going to get back from the grocery store in time before I had needed to come on here. But I made it. All right, I'm going to use 3 strands. I think I'll do a blanket stitch around the outer edge of this. And then I'll do some other stitch about maybe a 1/4 inch out. Yeah, everybody should be getting their cards because if Janet Nash got hers, the only ones I did not mail out was to the Canadian folks because even the U.S. mail has stopped sending to Canada until they come off strike up there. So don't mail anything to Canada until after their strike is over because it'll just create more problems for them. And Anne should be traveling home today, so I hope she's having safe travels. I'm going to do about 1/4 inches apart on my stitches. That's about a 1/4 inch. Janet was talking about spaghetti, so I picked up some hamburger at the grocery store so we can have pasta tonight. I think I have spaghetti sauce. If not, I might have to revert to something else. And I picked up some fresh lettuce and cucumber and what else did I get? Radishes to make a salad up. And here at the house, I think I have bell pepper and celery and carrots. When I make a salad, I put all kinds of raw vegetables into it. Raw carrots is really the only way Scott will eat carrots. He doesn't like carrots when they're cooked. He says it makes them too sweet. The cooking process sweetens the carrots, and he just doesn't care for that. Hi, Janice. I'll have to search my channel and see if I can find where we were stitching these little houses. It was a lot of fun, but I sure put a lot more stitches in this than I had anticipated doing, but it was fun, and that's what matters. I don't even care if my stitches get uneven at this point. I just wanted it recorded into my book. I might have to set this little book outside on the porch. I'm just afraid the glue won't set up because it's so cold out there. It just stinks really bad. It just stinks really bad. They were busy restocking the shelves at the grocery store. Well, last time I went down there was right before Thanksgiving, and the shelves were pretty wiped out. So they must have got a refill delivery, where they're bringing everything in to get the shelves beefed back up. I just had to go because I gave the dog the last dog food in the house. And what else? Oh, and I had put cornstarch because I'd used the cornstarch up that I had in the cabinet. So I put cornstarch on the list, and I have a whiteboard on the refrigerator. So I just take a picture of it, and then I just look at the picture when I get to the grocery store. That way I don't have to write it down again. I just take a picture of my ongoing list. So I get home and I'm going to put the cornstarch away. And guess what? Greg had bought cornstarch. So I now have 2 boxes of cornstarch up there that I'm hoping we can use before they expire. We'll see. I guess it depends on how much gravy I make or get to baking something that requires cornstarch. Now, when I come to a corner, I do 3 stitches through the same hole so that it works around the corner. So there's like 1. So now this one will go straight out to the corner of the square here. Ouch, got my finger. And then I'll do it to the next side. And that just finishes off the corner. All right. Oh, Howard's sneezing. Sunshine got him. That didn't stay on the corner, but we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to keep going. Cheese sauce. Yeah, I do. I found a recipe online to do the cheese sauce in the microwave, and it works really good. It's hard to bend the needle the way I need to get the blanket stitch. I think I'll take this pin out here because it's stabbing me now. You just have to watch it when it's in the microwave because it only takes, like, once it starts to get thick, it can just bubble up out of your 2-cup measuring cup. But it makes cheese sauce really quick. For Thanksgiving, Greg wanted to make that sweet potato pie. So I used the recipe my grandmother always used for her 2-crust pie. So I had basically an extra pie crust. So I just baked it in a pan and made a chocolate pudding pie. And the pie is all gone. It didn't last. The only thing I think we have left in the refrigerator from Thanksgiving now is some of the broccoli casserole and some oyster dressing, which did not live up to my memory. Isn't it funny how maybe it's my taste have changed, but I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as I had thought I was going to. But Scott sure has been enjoying it. He's been eating it. It's funny how the tastes change as you get older. And not everything tastes the same as you remember it in your childhood. That's for sure. It was kind of fun in Janet Nash's live this morning. We did a list on things to have on toast, and it was quite interesting, all the different combinations and different items people put on their toast. And y'all were talking about Vegemite and Mermite, and we bought some. Hi, Barbara Clark. We actually bought some at World Market. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Marmite. And I couldn't even taste it. The smell just turned me off. But Scott tasted it and he said, that's absolutely disgusting. So basically, we threw that money away because we couldn't eat it. So Janet is right. You either love it or you hate it. We will leave that at the grocery store from now on. So this is just a little stitchy project that we did, several years back. Of course, I didn't write any information on it. I just came across it when I was moving things. Yeah, I don't know if I can handle if one project's not done around here and then another one's getting done that's going to lead to more projects for us. I don't think my coping skills are going to be as good as they normally are. So I'm hoping the bathroom gets finished. I really am. The wall tile is gorgeous. He got all the white grout on there. It just makes that glass panels pop. So it's getting there. He's been having a horrible time with his legs. Horrible, horrible. I have a pair of scissors that are sharper than those. So now I need 3 more. Yep, I'm switching my Mondays to 1 p.m. because not very many people are awake at 6:30 in the morning. And I wasn't getting very many people hanging out with me. Of course, right now I have 6 of y'all in here is all. But that's fine. I'm glad to have whoever's here. And then there's always the replay. And not everything I do is of interest to everyone. So I hope I'm varied enough that you'll pop in occasionally to see if I'm doing something you're interested in because, yeah. We are planning to have a big garden next year. So when I get warm days, I'm going to need to start laying that out. I used to have a beautiful raised bed garden in the backyard. And then when we thought life was going to take us on from here, we took the garden out to turn it into lawn because most people want lawn, not gardens. So I took all the beds out and I flattened all the raised beds and it's all grass. So it doesn't matter. That's okay. I got to do what I got to do. I'm just, yeah. And I do different things than them. So it'll be all right. So yeah, I'm planning to put in a nice garden next year. Because I have a feeling the grocery prices are going to go absolutely crazy. And that's all I'll say about it. And it's going to be difficult to find food, I'm afraid. So that's why we're going to have a nice garden. And I'm only growing things that we actually like. At one point, I was growing the things that would grow here. Well, it turns out I don't like eggplant. I love the bloom that's on an eggplant. So I might grow the eggplants just so I can see the flowers of it. But I don't like eggplant. The texture of eggplant absolutely disgusts me. I think it's vile. I've tried making it the Italian way. I've tried all these different ways, and it's just like, nope, that texture I just can't. I can't do. I just can't do. It's like stewed okra. I can eat fried okra, but stewed okra, that is vile. I'm sorry if you like stewed okra. It's just, ugh. You call it an aubergine. Yep. The blooms I had on the eggplant I grew were a yellow with a purple center. Or am I thinking okra? I might be thinking okra blooms. But the eggplant does have a purple. You're right. It is purple. So yeah, no. Eggplant will not be one of the things that I will be growing. There's just no point in spending the money to grow something that you can't eat. I love fresh tomatoes. They're not really good if you have any type of inflammatory issue. Any of the nightshade family, if you want to get a reduction in your pain, get rid of tomatoes, peppers, any in nightshade family. They cause it to be worse. Just putting that out there. But we love fresh tomatoes, and a fresh tomato from a vine that's warm in the sun, and you pick it in the middle of the day when it's that really extra sweet, where all of the fluids in it, and it just is so yummy. I'm not going as fast with this because I've got to lift my arms. That's something when we're done with this whole mess with the floors, I want to get like a round small dining table that sits lower to do my handwork at. And we'll see how that goes. I was watching the link, Pam, you mailed out this morning to the Stitch group. She's got quite a lovely studio. And she's in Australia, I think, isn't she? Ow! Got me. That makes sense. All the sun brings out all the sweetness. I'm going to move this pin to this other side. Got a few cat hairs here and there. Imagine that. Since the white one is sitting here next to me, looking like I sure would love some of Mom's attention. I wish she wasn't talking to that box. I have been so sleepy today. I wanted to go right back to bed this morning, but I figured I should get up and do the Monday household chores because trash goes tomorrow, and I want to make sure I get everything to the street. And I think it's also a recycling week. So the recycling will actually get picked up, which is good because it is beyond full. That rolling bin is beyond full. There's something along right here that's extra thick. I don't remember what I used. So I'm having to go down and then back out. So I'll probably, during the stitch hour, I'll probably work on Darby's blanket, which I've got about 20 minutes. In about 10 minutes, I'll show you guys on here how far I've gotten. And you'll get to see all of the colors together. This is so much easier when you can put it in your lap. The sun is really coming in and washing us out here. I should have closed the curtain, but I've got a cat over there that's really enjoying the sunshine. I noticed K3N Catherine was having trouble with shadows and the sunlight and cats the other day. And Shadows at Midnight is, she's doing she's one that's trying to do some days of, what is it? The Christmas, daily Christmas, what do they call it? Oh, I can't remember now. Went right out my head. Vlogmas. And she says she'll do, when she feels up to it, she'll do a day. but there's a lot of people doing Vlogmas, coming on and sharing something every day. I just can never commit to something because about a week in, I just give up. Yeah, I need to get back to eating a lot more vegetables. I'd love to get to where I'm eating 95% vegetables. Those Myers lemons are beautiful. I keep thinking right here at the catio, it's where here's my room, which was the den, and then the catio sticks out from the house this way. Well, in that V on the roof, a ton of water comes off. And I keep thinking if I could get a rain barrel set up out there, then I could catch water for the garden, because I don't really want to put the treated water on it. Plus, it would cost us a fortune to water the garden, from the bought water the city has treated. And we have a well, but it's not set up to be used. And it wasn't really dug deep enough. So oh, my phone's going off. All right, so I'm going to keep doing the blanket stitch around this, and I'll get it all sewed on here. And then I'm going to do some embroidery in the black around the edge, and then I'll glue it into my book. And then I've got my page that I've just set up that I've pinned Janet's gnome to here. So this is the note from Janet and Freddie, and Flo's postcard is in there. And then there's Carol's bobbin lace, and then the little pages that Ann and I made up when we were playing along, doing these 2 pages over here with Carol. Carol was teaching us a stitch and then showing us how to utilize it in a collage type situation, which these were a lot of fun to do. I'd love to do some more like this. And then we did this one with her. This will go on the back side of this one once this is good and dry and I'm done embroidering. But I want to lift the camera up, and I want to show you my progress. Oh, and this is the little dress I got for $5, which this is kind of interesting, but it's comfortable. So let me show you Darby's blank Afghan so far. And I'm coloring off the rows. I made a list of the colors because I have B1, B2, and G1, G2, because I have to switch between 2 skeins. So here's Darby's blanket so far. So I've made this in 2 days? So I think I'll get it done before Christmas. So it's just turning out really pretty. I think she'll like it. These are all her favorite colors. And for anybody new, Darby is my son's best friend's daughter. And that's what I'm working on. I haven't made a hat today, so I could work on a hat if I get sick of the blanket. And I'm also working on the dishcloth project. So I want to get hats, dishcloths, and Darby's blanket done in the next 2 weeks. And then once they're done, then I can work on things for like my sister Robin and Rhonda, and maybe my niece and her partner. The family that I'm close to, I will spend time on, and the rest will just have to be, because I don't want to go into it. But anyway, that's all there is to it. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. And in about 15 minutes, we'll get on the Monday stitch along. And if you want to join us today in the stitch along, just send me a message on Facebook if we're friends, and let me know, and I can add you to our stitching. And I'll probably work on Darby's blanket because it's just really easy to chat and work on that. All right. I'm glad you caught me too, Barbara. That's awesome. And I'll keep working on my little house block and I'll get that in here. And then I only have, let me look. I don't have very many more pages. It looks like a lot, but there's 2 glued together. So if I put that one on the back of that, I have 1, 2, 3. More than I thought. I might have as, I have a lot of pages left in here to fill up. But this little journal here was a gift from Lisa. And look how fat it's getting. It's a chunky monkey. So I'm going to leave this open to get dry, but I'm going to move it somewhere that I'm not smelling it quite so much. And I'll keep stitching on this until it's done. All right, so I'm going to let you go. I'll see y'all later. Oh, hey, Ruth. Bye, guys.